Welcome back, everybody. So, surely you have heard about threads. So, we're going to talk a little bit today about what the heck they are, how they can serve you in your business, if you should even be on them. And since I knew nothing about threads yet, I just learned about them yesterday and got very frustrated that my Instagram account wouldn't let me on so I could learn more. Tamara is going to tell us all about what the heck they are.
Threads. I'm so I'm so excited about threads.
Do you tell why? I had an initial reaction of like, oh my gosh, I don't want to learn another thing. And then when I couldn't get on for 24 hours, I was like, so FOMO'd. I need to know what this is.
It's tough, isn't it? Because it's not that I don't have criticisms, right? So it's not fully rolled out in Europe. Okay, Threads is a Twitter copy
Oh,
for Instagram and Facebook users owned by Meta.
okay.
I'm surprised it took this long for Mark Zuckerberg to create a different Twitter platform since the dumpster fire of Twitter has begun. But anyway, it's here now, and it happened so suddenly, and I didn't know anything about. I don't know if people knew it was coming or what. It was just like what in one day, 10 million users in the first less than 24 hours or something. I was like 8 million something something something. So upset. Um, but I don't use public social media. I only have a professional profile on Facebook, but you got to add me, you got to be my friend to see
Oh,
it. I have Facebook groups like all over the place, but you got to be in the Facebook group. And then I've got LinkedIn that I never use, and I've got a static 9 grid on Instagram. So I never post anything on there. There's just a 9 grid, there's 9 pictures, and you get to 9 different freebies.
why? What?
Okay. Yeah, it's like, I love it. I mean, I don't have very many followers, but it's like a business card, basically.
Right. I love
So
that.
I don't have any public way of communicating with anyone outside. Like, I just have my email list, right? And I've always been really like haughty about the whole thing. Like, I don't do any public social media. No, 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 no. So literally, the minute I heard about Threads, I was like, I love it. That's all I want to do. I'm just going to talk to strangers about nothing all day long. I love it because it's now I saw today people are putting videos and pictures on there and I'm unfollowing them. I'm not interested in that. I want to see who's a good copywriter, who's writing good jokes, who's telling me funny stuff. I just want to see the text and I'm sassy on there. And
Why you like it. So, what is it? What's different about it compared to other social media?
it's just like a text thread at the moment for me. And I just get to see other people just writing like little bits of text. I think the limit is like 500 characters or something. So just like little, not that that's that little, but it's not your 15-page long, Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. It's not, videos, massive pictures on Instagram. It's not that. It's just a place for kind of updates. And for me, this is so awesome because as I'm going into my bundle season, I can do updates that are not worth posting on Facebook. They're
Mhm.
not worth creating a group for. They're not worth emailing people about. But I can on Threads go, hey, I'm working on my slides. This
Mhm.
is so fun, blah, blah, blah. Or today, oh, I had an idea for a scholarship program. What does everyone think? Do you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I can just do little updates. So it's like very informal. So there are some shortcomings. I think that they don't have, okay, so first of all, you can only heart. They don't have different reactions. You
Okay.
can't edit as far as I know. So that's it. Once it's there, it's there.
Okay.
And then you can delete. You can't save. You can't pin. So there's
Okay.
so much stuff that we're accustomed to. So it's very rudimentary and basic. I'm quite surprised it hasn't combusted
Because
so
so many
quickly.
users.
But it's very basic and it's clean. It looks clean. It's just white. It doesn't have millions of different things. And I think what a little bit annoying, it just gave me the same username as my Instagram, which isn't, I didn't choose very well. So that's a little bit annoying. I can't switch between my Threads accounts like Therabundle and Practice with Tamara like very easy. I had to log out and then that's a bit annoying. So there's
But
all
you can
those
have
little things.
you can have more than one Threads account?
Well, I've got more than one Instagram account. So I've got an Instagram for Therabundle and I've got an Instagram for me.
Okay,
So
okay.
you can, if you delete your Threads account, it deletes your Instagram account.
Oh, that's good to know. Are you comfortable sharing yours, like screen sharing?
Sure. They've only been on there for one day.
Right, right, right. So
Let's
just for
see.
folks that it's like brand new to be able to see it visually might be helpful. And does this have a search feature?
Let's see. Okay, so this is me, right? And then you can see I started off with, but who is this for? So most of the posts on there at the moment are like, what is Threads? What are we doing here? What are we gonna
Right.
no, 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 no. This is my favorite one that hasn't had much attention yet, but these are all the phrases that I expect to be using in the future. Shut the thread up.
Did you thread it?
Oh yeah, I saw that in his thread. And then like discoveries, I can't pin. I'll literally follow anyone that like follows me. I am following the most random accounts. You wouldn't believe it. And then just random thoughts and things like that. Discovered that you can swear on there. But then when I tried to swear again, then it told me off. And then I told everyone that I'm not going to follow their inspirational quotes from Insta today. So I mean, so listen, is anyone listening to me? Who knows what's out there? So I can follow my replies here. So you can see it told me off for swearing here.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So I can see my replies.
Okay. So threads look super cool. And to be honest, when Elon took over Twitter, I was naively very excited because I was like, okay, cool. So maybe he's going to set it up because I'm always overly optimistic such that, it's searchable and we're not dealing with the algorithm. If they follow us, they see our post and blah, blah, blah. None of that came to fruition. So now I'm excited about threads. What do you think are the implications, the opportunities for we'll start with therapreneurs maybe,
Yeah.
and also talk about just like kind of clinical opportunities for practice building. I think it's probably going to be a better fit for therapreneurs than practice building, but I'm curious what you think.
I think so because, I mean, yes, of course, you can use it for your business. You can post multiple times a day. You can sell. You can do whatever you do on the other platforms. Maybe it's fine to post the same thing on everything. Maybe. But something about it feels a little bit more personal to me. It feels like I don't mind giving an update that I've just done this or I've just done that or I've had this idea. It just feels like a little bit more casual conversation.
Hmm.
And so I think that that's an opportunity, first of all, for the community, because I've liked and I've commented on people's threads because it is searchable on the phone anyway. It is searchable there. And so I can look for people, I can follow different people, whatever. And I have commented on things that I normally wouldn't on Facebook because I don't really want other people to see that I've got tagged and I've commented and blah, 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 and all this kind of thing. And that's a bit more involved. And this is a bit more simplistic. So it's almost like there are a few people that I follow that I just have put a little, and I've noticed that a wider variety of people have commented, even though I've only got 100 followers today or 110. People that have never commented on my stuff before have commented because they're interested in whatever I said.
Right.
So I think there's this opportunity actually for a different kind of community, like a
Hmm.
different kind of connection. So, yes, of course, I'm sure there's lots of ways of selling and we can reproduce what we're doing elsewhere. But what if we're actually just more conversational with each other and it's a way of connecting a bit more casually? I don't know. That's my hope. I'm
Yeah.
interested to think how people are going to start using it for their practice, sort of client facing social media. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how that develops.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, Instagram used to be the place where you could more casually, like, hey, here's an update on my life. But it's always been so beautified that it's felt uncomfortable for me. Like I'm just not going to go through the effort to make things pretty on Instagram or to sell a life that doesn't really totally exist. So it hasn't been super comfortable because of the aesthetic piece. Like, let's take this really cool picture and, like that represents my whole life. The idea of just being able to be more real and in the moment and just typing that's appealing. That's really appealing.
Mhm.
It does seem like if it's gonna be more kind of casual conversation, that works for therapreneurs pretty well. I want feels a little risky from a clinical side, like, I don't know that I want my clients seeing my little daily life updates.
So I think that is what I'm interested to see. Are people going to use it as a client facing platform where they're like, live your best life, go to therapy, blah, blah, blah,
Mhm.
or, or sharing other knowledge, experience, etc.? Or are they going to use it as a place to just kind of talk about, like, I had sushi for lunch,
Right,
which I don't mind reading about,
right,
on something like this where I'm just scrolling text, 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 text. But I don't know if they want their clients to see that. So, I mean, I don't know that I have no idea how people are going to go into it, but I hope that we start thinking about using it in a slightly different way. So,
mhm,
like today, I saw the same thing on Instagram and on threads from one person. And I was like, man, I'm not following you both, you know?
mhm,
Like, I
right,
don't.
right,
And then I don't really know what the repercussions are of hiding that person or unfollowing that person. Does that affect who I follow on Instagram? I don't really know, So I have
right,
to invest.
right.
Two things that I just wanted to mention before we wrap up on this very new intro to threads. And the first is that um, because it hasn't been rolled out fully in Europe, the reason for that is the privacy. The reason for that is I
Mhm,
don't know if it's not GDPR compliant or if there is something else janky. Some people are saying like, that Meta's using, I mean, Meta knows everything about us anyway, but for whatever reason, it doesn't quite meet those things. So potentially they're still working on that. So that's something to bear in mind. And the other thing is that I've read from a few people that I follow is that the accessibility level isn't great. So yes, maybe screen readers can read the text, but from what I understand, there is an alt text for the images, and that there are some other like issues that make it more difficult in terms of accessibility for disabled users. And so I think just that, like keeping that in mind and knowing like how can we as users make it easier for people to follow. I think that's, so like I haven't posted images. If you do post an image, write your own text
mhm.
and put it in the comments, something like that. I don't really know if that's a solution, but that's what I would try to do.
Yeah, yeah. One follow-up question. So let's say I have a Threads account, which I do now.
Now you do.
Now I do. I'm so threaded. Um,
I'm going to thread you later.
Thread me up, baby. So can anyone see the posts that I make? Or do you have to follow somebody to see their posts?
Yeah, really good question. So from what I've seen, you can have a private or a public account,
Okay.
and that makes a difference. But there seem to be an awful lot in my people in my feed that I don't follow. And there are lots of people that I follow that I don't know. I think wait, this is the birth of an algorithm.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
So, what I would love is to meet someone on the Threads creation team or the analytics team, and I want to know what their analytics meeting was like after 24 hours. I want to know what have they done? What is the algorithm? What is the purpose of the algorithm? Like, what are we going to be seeing? Is it mostly people that we're already connected with? Is it fresh faces? Because I want fresh connections,
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I don't want to connect with people that I know and like already, but it's so exciting and you kind of see this other aspect of people. So I'm really interested in those things and I don't have any answers,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, if if you are, I'm going to just speak to Therapreneur folks for a second. Anytime a new social media comes out, whether it's going to be a success or a flop, there is a window in the very beginning where if you are an early adopter, you will get more of an audience. Because they reward early adopters by showing your stuff to more people. What was the name of that? Clubhouse, right? If you were in
Clubhouse, yeah.
Clubhouse in the beginning, you could have gotten a lot of new audience members and then, kind of died out, right? So you kind of have to look at, do I have the bandwidth to explore something new? And I think in this case, I'm interested in exploring something new. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens to it. I think that Facebook, the original Facebook, has kind of peaked and it is slowly going down. So I feel even more motivated to look for something different
I
that
do.
might, be a way of real connections instead of just algorithmic stuff. It frustrates me that people who have signed up to follow the information that I'm providing aren't shown the information I'm providing. That makes, zero sense from a user point of view. It makes tons of sense from, a monetization point of view for Facebook because they're like, give us money in ads and then we'll put your stuff in front of the people who have said that they're going to follow you. So
That's
I'm
true.
excited. I'm
Me
excited.
too. And I think people are looking for more casual connection as well. They want to know, like your followers, they'll be sure interested in what you have to offer but they also, they really respond. They really want to know about like what your thoughts are on something or what you're doing during the day. And I've seen that with the growth of like, people are more interested in behind the scenes.
Yes.
People are more interested in debriefs. People are more interested in like a day in the life of,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Because not because I think my life's going to be like your life, right? We're in different places, different times, etc. But I'm really interested, like, how do you structure your day? Like, how do you, what do you do? How do you process your thoughts? How do you organize yourself? Like, I want to know about those things because some of that is useful to me, but it's also really fascinating,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I think this is a way of doing that. I'm excited. I recognize that there are shortcomings and maybe things will be rolled out, but I'm really interested in it just being a new space, and like molding it together. And maybe in a week's time I'll be like, let's do a new episode because I'm so over threads. I've
Yeah.
no
Sure.
idea.
Sure.
But in the meantime, follow my thread.
Right. Well, I was just about to say we'll put our threads in the description or maybe up
Mhm.
here, here, or here, however you do that in YouTube land. And then
Yeah.
if you want to add your threads into the comments so we can follow you, that would be awesome. And if you want to
Right?
start to get the follow up on our opinion on threads, then hit the notification bell because that's the only way that you're going to find out that we've released another video. So, any other thoughts or questions or anything about the Therapreneur world, put them in the comments because we're always looking for ideas about new subjects to cover. And we're batch recording right now. So we're going to go change our little shirts and record another episode. All right, friends. Take good care. Bye bye.